There's a very strange TV show. I can't find any information on whatsoever. I'm 18 and living with my dad in his apartment. I surf the web every night, usually getting to sleep at around 2 a.m. During the 1 a.m. hour for about a week, I had been overhearing an odd program playing on the TV in the living room. I could hear the clinging of forks and spoons during a conversation that sounded muffled from my bedroom, and piano keys were being played in the background. There was no sign of a scene change. It was just the same restaurant ambiance. I never paid full attention to the program. I'd lie down to go to sleep without giving it much thought. A few days ago, I started wondering, why was this scene going on for so long? Why would one need to? I climbed out of my bed, then stepped over to the door. As I creaked it open, I saw the TV. What was playing wasn't a surprise. A shot of two clean-shaven adult men conversing with each other at a table in a dimly lit restaurant. One of the men had dark hair, the other's was brown. Both of them wore suits, like those worn for a special occasion. The camera angle changed to show a close-up of the dark-haired man's face. The TV volume was still too low to make out exactly what they were saying, but I could make out a few words here and there. I wasn't concerned with their words, though. I wanted to see what movie or TV show this was. I grabbed the remote, then hit the info button. GH 122. No information available. Info. No information available. Weird. I googled the TV guide for my area, then checked channel 122. All that was listed was the news. I put my eyes back on the TV, watching the show for at most 10 minutes, waiting for a single change of scenery. There was none. This wasn't a looped scene either. They ate an entire lobster meal, giggled at one point, and each of them coughed at least once. Moments apart. Eventually, the news came on. There was no ad break, no fade to black, no breaking news bulletin. Just the anchor in the middle of reporting on a murder. I climbed back into bed. The following night, my dad stayed over at a friend's house. I decided I'd camp out in the living room and try to catch the show from beginning to end. I sat on the couch at 12:55 a.m., put channel 122 on, turned the volume up, and waited. The news was on until just after 1 a.m., when the restaurant show came back on without warning. The man with dark hair was in the middle of speaking. I listened. "The spreadsheet is due Friday," he said. "I've been putting a lot of effort into my work recently." "Great," the man with brown hair said. "It's always great to get a bunch of work done." It was a conversation about work? I listened for a bit longer. The conversation switched to family matters, then wedding anniversary plans. Nothing unusual. There was a warmth to it. I used to talk to others quite a bit, until around 9th grade. I like looking back on how nice everyone was. Anyway, the man with dark hair excused himself to use the bathroom. The man with brown hair, sitting alone, bit into a chicken leg. As he chewed, his ear started twitching. It bent downward, folding like a book, then moved back to its original position. The other man came back, then sat back down. The brown-haired man looked at him. The dark-haired man nodded. I went to my town's subreddit to make a post about the show, providing as much detail as possible. I tried recording a few seconds of it, but the TV screen kept appearing white on camera. After posting, I continued to watch the men as they ate spaghetti. Not much was happening. When the news came back on, I checked my inbox. Nothing. I went to sleep, hoping my curiosity would be fulfilled soon. The next morning I woke up, did my morning routine, then checked Reddit. The chat icon was orange. I tapped it. I had received a message at 2:44 a.m. that read, "Hi. I saw your post about the weird TV show. I've been watching it for the past week and I agree it's very weird. I've tried making posts myself, but they get removed every time. I'm glad I saw your post just a few minutes after you posted it. Are you also having trouble recording the show without the screen looking white?" I was relieved to read someone else's perspective. I replied, "There's something very off about that show. And yes, the same thing happens to me when I try to record it. Did you see that dude's ear fold unnaturally?" Him. "No, I guess I missed that. I did see the upper lip of one of the dudes fold up past their nose, though. All by itself, it's very weird. These people can do things people normally can't, and it looks so authentic. Not CGI or AI. Me. I want it to be fake, but it looks too much like something that's actually being recorded by a camera. It's gotta be fake somehow, though." Him. "Yeah, but I have this odd hunch. IDK, how to describe it. Me. Same." That night, I switched to channel 122. As the two men went on about their day, I opened the Reddit chat. Him. "They're talking about their day again, of course." Me. "Their conversations are so vague. They understand everything they're saying to each other, but we don't." Him. "Why can't I just record this? When I change the channel, the screen is no longer white. It's only white when this show is on. Also, I don't believe I've heard them say each other's names yet. Have you?" Me. "I haven't. Let's just see if anything actually happens between these two, including any more weird stuff. What's the point of airing this if nothing happens, aside from a bathroom break? We need to keep track of every weird thing that happens." Him. Lip bending, ear folding. "Also, whoever's on the piano is obsessed with that song. It's the only one ever playing. Do-do-dee-do-dee-do-dee-do." 10 minutes later, the men were talking about sushi. As the dark-haired man finished one of his sentences, both rows of his teeth slid up into his gums, then returned to their normal position. Me. Okay, what the fuck? Him. The way that didn't look fake is scaring me. Me. I know, right? This has to be fake. People don't do that. Him. That dude is getting up to go to the bathroom again. Me. Yep. Him. That song is driving me crazy, and there's still nothing happening. How's your day been? Me. All right. Not much happened at all. Thanks for asking, though. I didn't expect a stranger to ask me that. How was your day? Him. Sorry, hold on. Someone's knocking on the door. I focused on the TV. The man with brown hair sat alone at the table, humming along to the piano while stuffing spaghetti into his mouth. He looked so happy on his own. He had a friend to wait for. I forgot how nice it was to have one. It's good he has someone to talk to. His friend came back, sat back down in his seat, then nodded. I looked at the chat. In it was a video with a blurry thumbnail. I tapped on it to see what was up. The camera operator busted down a white door, entering a small bathroom. They took a left, finding a young man, possibly in his 20s, standing up against a wall. His face was white. He was breathing heavily. He screamed as the camera operator lunged at him, then let out a gut-wrenching scream while his face went red. Tears streamed from his eyes. What the hell am I watching? The cameraman moved back, revealing 4 long, oddly straight, bloody wounds across the young man's chest. He collapsed to the floor, continuing to bawl. The camera moved to the left, getting a view of a mirror, and what I saw made my heart drop. The cameraman was one of the men from the show, the one with dark hair. The video ended, closed, then the thumbnail went gray. I tapped on it, but nothing loaded. What the fuck was that? I looked at the TV. The 2 men were giggling about undercooked food. This couldn't be real. Did I just watch someone's final moments? Was the person I was chatting with the boy being attacked? Did the murderer send me that shit? It's still fresh in my mind. The screams were haunting. I couldn't watch that damn show any longer. I grabbed the remote, then flipped to the next news channel. I was frozen, wondering what the hell was going on. I texted my dad about the show. Right as I hit send, I noticed the news anchor was just using the same sentence, again and again. I started typing this up around then. I don't know why this is happening. At all. There was a knock on the front door a minute ago. I walked over, then looked through the peephole. My heart dropped even further. It was the man with dark hair. That same damn man. He stood still, his dark pupils staring right at the door. My guts dropped. I sprinted into a closet by my bed, then called the police. The man knocked again. I had to fight through the rush of fear to get the words out and explain my situation. The knocking wasn't helping. He knocked again, louder, then again, even louder. Each knock was a hammer to my gut. After the call, I covered myself in towels and thought about jumping out a window. However, there's no way I could land on the pavement 3 floors below without injury. The knocking is still going at alternating volumes. My breaths are heavy. I tapped open my phone's texting app to text my dad. While texting him about the situation, he responded to my text about the TV show. Huh? The TV broke and I got rid of it a week or 2 ago. I have to buy a new one soon. If you survive the guy at the door, let us know. Seems you are privy to something you are not supposed to be. I wonder if your late friend had a working TV himself. It's like a possessed version of My Dinner with Andre. Just keep hidden and wait for the police or your dad.